everyone. Sorry for that delay. We've got Coach Coleman here now. We'll use the raised hand feature and open straight to questions, please. Kyle Tucker, start us off.
John, what stands out to you about sort of what Daquan has brought to the table this year? I know you weren't here last year, but he had to kind of serve as sort of the spokesman in the face of a bad team that was going through a lot of struggles, and this year is a different role for him. But what comes to mind when you think what he brought to you all this year?
Character, first and foremost, is character, and he's obviously been through some triumphs, and he's been through some hardships. That's just how college basketball goes, and I think that the kid is unbelievable, and his character always shines through. So for us, he's been consistent in who he is. He comes to the gym and what I call an everyday guy, and he's going to definitely be missed. But we got so much left to do, and he's going to be a big part of what all left that we have to do for sure. But I'm happy to have gotten to know the young man and have gotten the opportunity to spend a lot of time with him to coach him. He and I, we have a relationship away from basketball. We talk about so many other different things. He's just a high character, well-rounded young man.
John Clay.
Chen, after the game tomorrow night, I think between the next day and the SEC tournament, you'll have just one game, the Florida game. You have a lot more practice time. How beneficial will that be, and what are some of the things you think Coach will want to focus on during those practices?
I don't know if there's a lot more practice time. There may be 1 or 2 days, but it's us versus us. At this point, I think Coach Calipari would like to see us starting to form into playing our best basketball at this time. And so I think we'll spend a lot of time just tighten up the screws and tighten up us and getting prepared to pack our bags and play for a long time.
John Hale.
Recruiting high school players or transfers or whatever, but how do you think that's going to play into guys making their draft decisions or stay or go decisions after the year? Is that a new factor that's going to be in this process when the season winds down?
That's a good question. Unfortunately, I don't know how much or less will it play a factor in whether guys will decide to leave, come back, or recruiting. I think that you just got to be able to play par for the course, if that makes sense. You got to just be able to keep up with the Joneses, so to speak, and kind of be knowledgeable of it and kind of be out front. And I think that University of Kentucky and Coach Calipari and our administration has done a good job of being on the front side of it instead of on the back end of it. And I think that's given us the experience we need to be able to deal with it and handle it whichever way it decides to flow.
Yeah, Chen, I asked Daquan. 7 of the top 9 teams lost on Saturday, including you guys, as you know. How does that play on your mind? I think that's never happened before. 7 top 10 teams losing.
For us, I think we have to be able to just focus on what it is that we're doing. I know that was a storyline, but for us, we had an opportunity to win. We lost on the road in a hostile environment by 1 possession. We obviously could have done some things to put us in a better position so that it didn't come down to a 1 possession game, but unfortunately it did. And losing, it hurts. It's not something that we want to get comfortable with, but at the same time, again, our focus is on getting better again every single day, every single practice, every single possession. The first possession of practice today is what's important for us. But I'm sure that that's the same sentiments that everybody will share that lost, that was in that top 10 conversation, is to continue to try to get better and prepare to play your best basketball as we get closer and closer to postseason tournaments.
And after the game, Coach Cal wondered about a call in the final minute at Arkansas. I believe he meant on the inbounds to Keon. I think they called Keon for pushing off, pushing the defender away. I'm wondering what that looked like when you guys reviewed it.
Could have been maybe a 50-50 deal. You could call it. You cannot call it. I know that if you watch my mannerisms on the sideline, I never focus on the refereeing. I didn't as a player, and I don't as a coach. Players play, refs, coaches coach. So, I mean, I don't know. 50-50 call maybe, but they called it, so we have to live with it.
Hey, Coach. Obviously, this is your first full season at Kentucky, but when you think about how this team is sort of trying to find a way to build chemistry, I know Coach Cal has a lot of experience doing this with basically wholesale roster turnovers every year with so many players leaving. But this year there's a mix of more veterans and freshmen. How have you noticed this team come together? And what's difficult about having a recruiting strategy like Coach Cal has?
First of all, the first part of your question is my first year here so far has been unbelievable. I'm still living a dream. Let's just stay right there. I'm still living in my dream. I haven't come out of it yet. But I think it's been fun for us to coach a team with experience. I think we're balanced in terms of our class structure, what we have in terms of seniors, juniors, sophomores, freshmen. I think we have a really good balance of our class structure, and it's been fun because this is a team that we obviously can do different things with and add new things and try new things and in terms of our schematics offensively and defensively, only because this is a smart group and not just because it's a more veteran group. Our freshmen are really smart and they're really they're really dialed in and have a lot of cerebral basketball knowledge themselves. So it's just been fun, and maybe it's been different for Coach, and I think he would have to answer that. But for me and for us as a whole and our staff, I think I can say that this has been a fun group to coach. It's an unbelievable group with a bunch of high character kids.
And just a quick follow-up on that. Obviously, when you're at Illinois, that's a place where there's maybe a little bit less roster turnover, but it's still college basketball. You're still going to basically get a new team every 4 years. But I guess, is it harder or easier when you have just such high turnover like there is at a place like Kentucky? And, this year there's maybe less of that. Has that eased things?
I think it's harder at maybe, some other places, but I think Coach Cal has been able to master it. He's the best. I mean, let's be clear. He's won at a high level more than anybody in college basketball with having turnover every year and bringing in new guys every year. And I think that he's shown that he can obviously coach that kind of style and then having a style like this team with guys that have returned and having older mixture of guys. I think it just depends on the individual. And Coach Kyle obviously is a Hall of Famer, and he's been able to show that he can do it all.
Hello, Coach. Hope you're doing well. After tough losses this season, we showed you the team always bounce back with a win. How important is to have that ability preparing the team for March, and how important is to have players like Davion, like Kellen, to help this team make that bounce back ability?
Man, I think Davion and Kellen, oh my God, like to be down 2 tough games that we had to play here at home without the other 2 guards, are Xavier and Tai Tai. I mean, for the step up, next man up mentality that we have on our team and in our locker room, it's unbelievable. Every single guy has had their moments, right? And every single guy on our roster has had the opportunity to impact winning at some point in time. And so when you say bounce back, I think that the bounce back ability has something to do with the what we have in our locker room. And we have a tight-knit group that we don't bend, we don't fold, we don't break. And one thing I said to our guys the other day is that the strength of the pack depends on the wolf, and the strength of the wolf depends on the pack, which means that we get our strength from each other. And as long as we continue to do that, we don't get too high, we don't get too low. We stay even keel, and we get our strength from each other.
And for you personally,
From coaching standpoint as well, how coachable is this team from your perspective?
Very coachable. This is a very coachable group. They're all bought in. They all like each other. We all have fun. They all believe in Coach Calipari. They understand that what he's doing and what he wants from each individual. There is no guessing. And so with that being said, this group is locked in, it's dialed in, and we're connected. And we talk about connectivity a lot. We talk about touches a lot. We touch each other a lot. That whole connectivity thing. And this is a fun group to coach, a fun group to be around. They love each other, and we're excited about where this group is going and what we're going to do.
Jerry, back to you.
Jen, Coach Cal and the players talk about how for each opponent, or most of them, it's a Super Bowl to play Kentucky, a big game. What's that challenge like for your guys to play 20-some Super Bowls in a season?
After a while, experience becomes the best teacher. I think that, at first, for me, it's been a culture change for me and a culture shock for me as well. But I think that after a while, and you keep walking into everybody's white out, blue out, green out, orange out, red out, and some type of event, I think that you got to get used to it a little bit. I think that we've played in a lot of hostile environments this year, and I think that our guys are kind of used to it, that they're not bothered by it, and they know that it's us against the world. And so we have a tight group, man, and these guys, they understand what we walk into on the road, and they're prepared for the challenge.
how helpful can that be?
Each and in the postseason in March, when it literally is win or go home.
Very helpful, but from what I heard, the great part about being here at Kentucky is Big Blue Nation travels, and so a lot of those neutral sites become home sites for a Big Blue Nation. So we expect to see Big Blue Nation out in full force, because obviously the COVID situation is a little different now, and hopefully that'll help us out. But we have experienced neutral sites, we've experienced hostile environments, and hopefully we'll draw from those experiences and again be prepared for whatever the challenge is.
Thanks.
John Wong finishes off.
Hey, Chen, fresh minds, fresh legs. That's something we hear a lot this time of the year. And I was wondering if you think this team has the mind and the legs now to be able to finish out the regular season, possibly play 3 games and 3 nights in the tournament, and then 3 more weekends in March.
Yeah, our head coach, man. I mean, Coach Cal is, he like I said, he's the best, and he understands what it means to win in advance, and this time of year he's done it time and time again. So he's going to manage us the way he best seems to manage us, to make us the best team we need to be in March. And he talks about March a ton, and so we're prepared. He's going to prepare us. He'll have us prepared, and the management part is he's the best at it. So I look forward to it. Just being on his staff and witness how he does this over and over, time and time again.
From a personal standpoint, how are your legs and your minds right now after a year?
Me as a coach?
Yes.
Oh, you seen my energy, man. What kind of question is that? I'm ready to roll. You see me, I'm ready to roll. Only thing is I can't check in, but my energy will be ready. 7 in the morning, 6 in the morning, it don't matter. I'm ready.
All right, thank you.
All right, last one to Kyle Tucker, and then we really do need to go.
As you talk about energy with a probably like 4-year-old Coca-Cola product in front of you there that's never been opened, what is your what gets you going? What's your energy drink of choice?
Nothing. I don't drink coffee, chocolatos, macalatos, lattes. I don't drink none of that stuff, man. Just the excitement about life and being happy to be coaching at the University of Kentucky. That's what drives me. It's just life.
I recommend that.
I don't
Have a good one,
drink.
Jen.
I don't drink Diet Coke neither.